This is me about 2 weeks ago. Out doctoring a calf that was sick. Everything felt fine, was doing good. And then this was me 3 days later in the hospital. My name is Bart, and I want to share my MS story with you. My MS story started about 3 years ago whenever I was welding on the pipeline down to Texas, and my left ear started going muffled, I guess you'd call it. It wasn't deaf, but it was sure muffled. And I thought maybe I got a piece of hot slag down in it. When you weld, your left ear is always out. The audiologist said everything looks good, and she said she wanted me to have an MRI though, but I passed up because I didn't have time for that. So everything got better, the ear cleared up, and it was about 4 months later, my left leg started going numb. Started with the tips of my toes and worked up my leg. And it got so bad there on the pipeline, I was doing tie-ins where they'd dig a big hole and you'd go down in and you'd have to weld the two pieces of pipe together. But it got so bad where they were having to help me out of the hole, where I'd have to be carried out, literally. So I ended up him-hawing around and not really getting looked at, just thinking it was a pinched nerve. So fast forward a couple months, we ended up in Kansas. We moved from Texas up here to the family farm in Kansas where I now work. We then went to the doctor because we just, something's not right. Can't walk. My left leg's numb and it goes up. It feels like I have a corset on right along my left rib cage. Feels like someone's just squeezing the snot out of me. And every now and then when things get stressed or things get bad, my left ear and my left face goes numb too, and my left hand as well. So we went to the neurologist and they did the whole roadside Olympics on you. They made you puff your cheeks up, cross your eyes, twinkle your toes, and all the other stuff. Ended up, I tested out pretty good. The doctors kind of scratching their heads. Then I went to have an MRI done, and it ended up I had 11 lesions in my brain and one in my spinal cord. And the doctor said I had MS. And I said, who? What? I have a fly that keeps invading this, and it's driving me nuts. You see it? But yeah, I didn't know what MS was. Never had it, never met anybody who's had it. I mean, I don't have any family or know anybody. But it doesn't matter if I don't know anybody. I have it. And this is my fight. And I'm gonna fight it. So I guess the real reason why I made this video is just to encourage people. And if you are like me and you got online, you Googled MS or whatever neurological disorders, diseases, diabetes, cancer, whatever it may be, I just want to tell you a couple things that might encourage you. And the first one, and it's the biggest one, is just breathe. You're okay, and you're gonna make it. Just breathe. You're gonna have setbacks. Yeah. You're gonna have hard times. Yeah, probably. Just like a couple weeks ago I was out, everything was fine, doing okay, and had a flare-up, and that put me in the hospital on steroids, heavy steroids, and I'm still kind of hurting from it. Usually it's just my left leg and my left rib, about chest down, is numb, and ended up my right leg being numb, and my right arm as well. I'm just so tired, and all I just want to do is just sleep. And so having 4 kids, a full-time job, and you know, a lot of animals around, you don't get a lot of sleep. So you know, I'm still numb on my right leg, and hopefully that'll go away. So you know, you're gonna have setbacks, you're gonna have problems, you know, but you're gonna be okay. You just gotta take one day at a time and each problem at a time, and you'll be okay. So I guess the second thing, if I had to tell you anything, would be surround yourself with positive people. And you know, everybody in their life is gonna have the Debbie Downers and the negative Nancy's that you're gonna just, you know, have in your life. But man, keep them at arm's distance, because you know what, it's hard enough as it is going through all this crap and going through all the mental decisions and all the junk that you have to go through, and just the physical, you know, disabilities. But having people around that just speak nothing but death, you know, it's like Proverbs 21, or excuse me, Proverbs 18:21 says the tongue produces life and death. And I'm a firm believer in that, you know, because those people that just always going to drag you down, get them out of your life, because you sure don't need them. Come on! Woo. You know, we first found this out about just the negative people in our life whenever our son, who was 6 months old at the time, we found out he had cancer. And you know, we went through that, and we found out that people are scared, and when they get scared, they'll kind of infect you with it, and they'll speak things over you to scare you. And so, man, we just put people at arm's length, and we only let the people who we know that are going to build us up and you know, speak life over us in. And so my son's fine now. He lost the battle, but he won the war. He lost his right eye, but he didn't have to go through the whole stages of cancer. He didn't have to have chemo and all that junk. So like I said, surround yourself with the, you know, 1 or 2 or 5 people that do know how to love you and lift you up and speak nothing but life on you, because it'll get you a lot further down the road. And the third thing is to embrace change. You know, are you going to have changes in your work? Probably. If you're like me, you know. And are you going to have changes in where you live? Maybe. How you live? Yeah. Am I going to go out and run 3 miles tomorrow? No. Even if I could, I probably would. Also, do your homework on what you're eating. You know, there's all sorts of resources out there online, but like the Swank page and lifestyle, highly recommend them. Overcoming MS, there's several more pages out there that's on Facebook that you can go and access and look up, and it's just an amazing deal for me. Whenever I eat a, you know, fast food burger or something, my face and my arm automatically go numb. And so, turd, you know, you can't be afraid. You can't be scared of what people tell you. Just because someone says you can't doesn't mean that you can't. I guess in all things, just love life, enjoy it. You know, if things change, embrace it, change, and go do something else. Just enjoy your life, enjoy what you do, and all the things will come about. Man, I hope this blessed you in some way. Me and old Peppy here gonna go look for a couple of babies lost their mama. Always remember, be kind to one another and know that you're loved.